Welcome into the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week. We are live and free on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, follow, and subscribe to Lorain County Sports Network all season long as we're bringing you free action right here on YouTube. Today's Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week is brought to you by Stewart's TV and Appliance. Shop smart, shop local, shop Stewart's TV and Appliance in Elyria. Got a good non-conference matchup early on in the season to open things up, as it is the 1-0 North Ridgeville Rangers coming to town to take on the 1-3 Elyria Catholic Panthers. Panthers with a new head coach this season, Jason Smith. It's his second stint with Elyria Catholic. He's an alum as well, so he's back home at Elyria Catholic. They have a newly renovated hardwood floor as we are on the court dedicated to Bob Ginta, who is a former basketball coach here at Elyria Catholic. Also going to talk to head coach Ben Chase from North Ridgeville as we get you ready for tonight's matchup. It's going to be a good one. Max Drummond will be joining me shortly. Let's dive into the Coach's Corner, presented by Great Lakes Basketball. Train with the best. That's Jay Valadez, a certified AAU basketball coach. When we come back, we'll dive right into the Coach's Corner, presented by Great Lakes Basketball. Don't go anywhere.
Good evening and welcome into the Great Lakes Basketball Coach's Corner. Train with Jay Valadez, a certified AAU basketball coach. Joining me now is North Ridgeville head coach Ben Chase. Coach, we appreciate the time before the matchup. Of course, not a huge sample size for you guys to break down so far this season, but your lone game was a pretty successful outing against Lorain. What were your staff and your players able to take away from that opening win?
I thought for it being game one, it was it was a clean game. Usually game one is really messy, but I thought our kids did a great job. Put up 68 points and only made 3 3-pointers, so I thought we were really effective inside. Just looking to kind of build on that momentum going forward tonight.
And you talk about the collective success that you guys had there. Your program coming into the past couple seasons has had a lot of top-level talent in the area. Now, this year, obviously, you have some contributors coming back, but there isn't that headlining player. What direction does that steer the offensive style that we can expect to see?
Yeah, I think that was really well said. We don't have the scholarship talent this year, but we have guys that have played together since they were little kids. And I think you can see that with their team chemistry, their ball movement, their willingness to share the ball, their togetherness on the floor. This is a really fun group to coach. You don't really have to worry about guys' stats or who's getting what shot. We just kind of feed the hot hand and we just play team basketball.
Well, and I'd love to touch on that a little bit more, because now this being your 4th season, it's a chance to see a whole senior class through for 4 years. Kind of describe as a coach what that's like, and then what your relationship with those players is.
Yeah, it is. I didn't really notice it until a couple weeks ago, but that freshman group now, seniors, it's exciting, man. Like, you're starting to see as a head coach the fruits of your labor and how much hard work you put in over the past 4 years. These kids have worked so freaking hard, man. And, they're going to be successful this year. We're going to win a lot of games this year, and I'm just excited for them.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing how the season turns out. Now, looking in on tonight's matchup, the opposing bench, the Panthers, they're already 4 games in. What are the pros and cons for you as a coach when you see that, when they've had a few more times on the court and you guys entering game 2?
Yeah, experience for sure. Whether they have, a lot of seniors, whether they have new guys, they have a really talented sophomore, number 15. But I think, we've mixed in a lot of scrimmages to make sure that we're staying sharp, even though we just had like a 2-week layoff. But yeah, I mean, they definitely have this is their 5th game. So, we need to be ready for some adversity tonight. We need to be ready to match their runs. And yeah, we'll be ready for it.
Well, and you mentioned right there, matching their runs. This is a team that obviously can be a very streaky shooting team and get on some momentum and some runs. When you see that on film and when you approach this game, do you kind of try to match that and make it a track meet, or slow it down and set your own pace?
Our natural pace is fast. We're going to get up and down. We're going to force a lot of possessions tonight. But, I got a fast, athletic, and really strong group. So we're going to look to be the more physical team and the team that's going to compete the hardest tonight.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it once again. head coach of the North Ridgeville Rangers. Ben Chase, coach, thank you again for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was the Great Lakes Basketball Coaches Corner, brought to you by Jay Valadez, train with the best, a certified AAU basketball coach. When we come back, we'll hear from Elyria Catholic head coach Jason Smith.
Welcome into the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week. We are live on YouTube, brought to you by Stewart's TV and Appliance. Shop smart, shop local, shop Stewart's TV and Appliance in Elyria. We are live at the Coliseum for North Ridgeville at Elyria Catholic tonight as we dive into the Coach's Corner presented by Great Lakes Basketball. Train with the best. That's Jay Valadez, a certified AAU basketball coach in Avon. We're going to talk to the new head coach of the Elyria Catholic Panthers, Jason Smith, giving us some time here in pregame. Coach, the home opener tonight, brand new renovated Coliseum. Are you guys excited, ready to go?
I couldn't be more excited. There's nothing better than a game in the Coliseum, especially with the new floor. Can't wait to christen it tonight.
And you guys are building some momentum. Got your first win the other night against Open Door. Tell us about that and some of the positives you've seen from that game.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of good ball movement in that game, and a lot of our defensive fundamentals, which we've been harping on, come to fruition, which has been great to see. It's just been, we've had a short amount of time to work with these guys, so it's a lot of stuff we're trying to put in, new systems, new programs, and really trying to see what we have. But I think, we've been in 3 of the 4 games we've played so far. I mean, we've been right there, and it's our problem has been the third quarter. And if we can get that figured out coming out of halftime with more energy, I think we're going to be in for a good season.
You've played a lot of games in the short amount of time. Mm-hmm. What are some things you've been trying to build upon day after day, week after week? 1-3 record, but it doesn't say how you guys have played so far. Like you said, you've been in all these ball games.
Yeah. It's offensively, we will get stagnant in relying too much on the dribble. So we've been trying to focus in on, good, strong ball cuts, passing and moving. That's been our focus over the last couple of weeks because of the short amount of practice time. We haven't really been able to put a lot of new stuff in. So we've been trying to really hone in on the stuff we've been doing and just try to get it as perfect as we can.
You only have a few seniors this year. Tyler Wilson, also, he's been leading the way defensively, offensively. Talk about him. Everything starts with him, senior Tyler Wilson.
Yeah. Tyler's been great, man. He's a leader in the locker room. He's a leader on the court. He brings so much energy to the game as well. When he is on and he's on defensively, a lot of great things happen. He can rise. He gets so many good rebounds, contested rebounds. So we're looking forward to a good night for him tonight.
And then Purvey Smallwood. I like his game. Very long, athletic, can get up and down the court. Tell us about him, what he brings to the ball club.
Yeah, we just moved him actually to the point guard. Kind of still learning these guys in their best roles, and saw an opportunity to do that. And he does a great job of getting the ball on the court, pushing it in transition, which is what we want to do, and getting us into our offense.
How does it feel to be back at Elyria Catholic? Your second stint here at Elyria Catholic. You're an alum. How good does it feel to be back here?
It's absolutely surreal. Walking onto the court for the first time today, getting ready, it's absolutely surreal. So we're excited. I can't wait to get the season started with finally a home game after four road games. So
scout this North Ridgeville Rangers team. Coach Chase usually has them as a contender in Lorain County year after year. How does this new look Rangers team look?
Yeah, I'm just watching film on them. They've only played one game, but really well coached. Coach Chase has done a great job with them so far this year, getting them ready. Big, strong bodies. They like to drive. They like to attack. And they finish really well. So that's going to be a challenge for us because we like to get to the paint. We like to attack as well. But they're a really good defensive team. So it's going to come down to the trenches. We want to get one shot and out, and I think if we can push on them, we'll be all right.
What are some other keys to the game?
Turnovers. Turnovers is a big one. We have got to limit the turnovers, and it's the silly ones. We're doing a great job of getting the ball up the court, and we just bobble a pass. Or, a lot of the unforced turnovers have hurt us, specifically in the second half. So if we can kind of reduce those third quarter, fourth quarter, I think we're going to be contending.
Coach, who are going to be the starters for you tonight?
Yep. So tonight we're going to start with Omarion Miller, Purvey Smallwood, Tyler Wilson, Donovan Shumpert, and Matisse Williams.
Coach, congratulations on the new hire here. Good luck this season. I know it's good to be back at Elyria Catholic. Tough matchup tonight. We hope to talk to you in the postgame.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
That's the head coach of the Elyria Catholic Panthers, Jason Smith, giving us some time here in the Coach's Corner presented by Great Lakes Basketball. Remember, train with the best. Jay Valadez, a certified AAU basketball coach in Avon. When we come back, it's time to tip things off at the Coliseum. North Ridgeville versus Elyria Catholic, live and free right here on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week. We are live from the Coliseum. Bob Ginta's court, newly renovated. It looks beautiful here. I hope you guys are getting a glimpse of this. The Panther on the court now with the big EC in the middle. If you guys remember, there wasn't many logos on this EC court last year with just the big green circle in the middle, and now they have the two different colored hardwood floors, and EC boys debuting new uniforms as well tonight in the Michael Jordan brand here at Elyria Catholic. Dave Rivera, Max Drummond. We just got done talking to both the head coaches for tonight's game, and it's going to be a good one. A non-conference matchup. We got to see more from North Ridgeville. A small sample size was given to us in the DeFranco Classic. But on the other side, Elyria Catholic's already played 4 games in this short season, Max. Tell me first about the visiting North Ridgeville Rangers who come in with a 1-0 record.
That's right. They built that in the DeFranco Classic, which was before Thanksgiving weekend. So like you said, they've had some time off to kind of figure some things out since then and learn from that win. And they like to play fast, which is something that could play right into EC's hands, as we could see a track meet on, as you alluded to, this very shiny court. Me and Sam, who's on the camera, we were talking pregame. This thing, it really pops.
Yeah, and let's take a look at those North Ridgeville Rangers stat-wise. They beat Lorain 68-54 in that first game matchup. They got off to a quick start, 23-6 run to open things up. Lorain was never, ever really able to come back. They did fight back and make it closer, but North Ridgeville delivered that first punch, and they shot the ball very well, 54% and also 50% from the free throw line, and they had the edge rebounding in that first matchup as well. Also forced 12 turnovers against Lorain, and it's going to be a good one on North Ridgeville's side of things, led by head coach Ben Chase. On the other side, for Elyria Catholic, they just picked up their first win a few nights ago, Max, against Open Door. 1-3 so far. What have you seen from the new-look Panthers?
Well, it's clear that they obviously have some guys they trust to score the ball. It's just collectively right now, they haven't fully gelled yet, but hey, first-year coach.
Yeah.
And they're also, like you said, working in a lot of new guys into that rotation. So it's going to take some time for that chemistry to develop. And when it does, this team could be very dangerous, as they like to move with a quick pace, that pace that some teams in the county might not be able to keep up with. So I'm interested to see how that develops, and they like to take their jump shots and those perimeter shots. They have a lot of guys that can spread the floor.
They have size, but the problem here this year is they're young. You're going to see a lot of new names being called here tonight, a lot of young Panthers looking to cut their teeth on some North Ridgeville Rangers tonight. Let's dive deeper into those Panthers. They just lost the other night against Bellevue, 53-47. Dropping their record to 1-3. They come in averaging 59 points per game, but they're giving up 66. So defensively is where they've been struggling. And especially in the third quarter, as they're being outscored by 34 points this season in that third quarter alone. Some team stats to be positive about. 38% from three-point range is pretty darn good, although the free throw percentage is low with just 46%. And as you mentioned, Max, a lot of turnovers from this young Elyria Catholic Panther team. When I talked to Coach Jason Smith, that was like cardinal rule number one, what to clean up.
That's right, taking care of the ball and also taking advantage of your opportunities. So in that case, not giving up free possessions. And then also you talked about the struggles at the free throw line. They're getting there around 10 times a game. So they're having opportunities, but they're missing out on around 7 points a game from that alone. That would have made up the difference against Bellevue. So that's another thing I'm sure that they harped on over the weekend and to get ready for this matchup with North Ridgeville.
So let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partner for growth. Max, let's start with those North Ridgeville Rangers. What do you got for keys to the game?
Well, Coach Ben Chase talked about it. They don't have a marquee headliner that is a scorer this year. They've got several guys that can do so well, just they don't have a Griffin Teray, for example. But that means they can spread the wealth. They can make you cover the entire court in those half-court situations and really stress that young defense.
A lot of guys scored double digits for North Ridgeville in that first game. We'll take a look at their starting lineups here coming up soon. On the other side, for the Panthers, keys to the game for them.
Well, it's certainly, we talked about a few things they got to clean up, but it's definitely sustaining what they're able to do in first half. They've come out strong in a few games. It's just carrying that over through halftime. Now, I don't know if that means changing up something during the break or just maybe sticking with a rotation for longer in the third quarter. Whatever it is, they're going to try to figure that out. And if they can do so, it'll go a long way in helping them stay in the game into the fourth quarter.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partner for growth. As we look at our injury and inactive report, there's a big name to mention on the Elyria Catholic side of things. Alex Rodriguez is a junior 5'10 guard, and he is battling some injuries right now. He is not going to give it a go for the Panthers tonight. As our injury report brought to you by Lorain County Public Health, serving and supporting a healthy community. It's about time for our national anthem and prayer, as you're going to hear Matt St. Marie, on the PA for the boys here at the Coliseum. As we get everybody lined up and ready to go. North Ridgeville in their yellow road unis with the blue trim. Elyria Catholic in the white unis with the EC on the chest and the number below it, as they have new uniforms this season that they are just debuting today as well. Getting ready for our national anthem.
The two schools playing tonight are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. They abide by their rules of eligibility and contest management, and they foster the educational values that athletics teach on and off the fields of play. At this time, you're asked to please stand and remove your caps for a short prayer, followed by the national anthem.
So we're going to take a prayer first and then national anthem, folks.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Lord our God, we ask you to watch over your church throughout the world and your church gathered here today. Help us remember that our most important goal is to do our best. Grant us a healthy and respectful spirit of competition. Watch over our athletes, coaches, referees, fans, students, and alumni. May we respect the gifts and abilities that you have given to each. Let us honor your Holy Spirit living within us and guide us to be people of E, excellence, and C, compassion. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Our Lady of Victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. In order to honor America and her troops serving her, you're asked to remain standing for the singing of our national anthem.
What's going on? God bless the United States of America. A little bit of technical difficulties here at the Coliseum as I don't know what that other verse was coming over top, but we're going to roll with it. It's going to be a fun night, ladies and gentlemen, as we get you the national anthem brought to you by MAC AAU Basketball, NEOs. That's Northeast Ohio's leader in player development. Going to be a fun one here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Smitty's Place in Elyria, where friends go to meet, and I can go for a Smitty burger right about now. Let's take a look first at these visiting North Ridgeville Rangers. Got a 6'2" sophomore forward, number 1, Luke Rowe, who is starting tonight, averaging 14 points per game. You got a 6'5" junior forward in Cole Miller, number 10, will get the nod tonight. 6'3" senior forward Owen Powell, number 11, averages 16 points per game, will start. A 6'2" senior guard Kyle Miller, number 13, averaging 10 points per game. And rounding out the starting lineup for the North Ridgeville Rangers is going to be number 21, Charlie Steinmetz, a 6'1" senior guard, averaging 15 points per game. On the other side for Elyria Catholic, Omarion Miller, a 5'10" junior guard, number 1, averaging 4 points per game. Purvey Smallwood, a 6'3" junior forward, number 4, averaging 11 points per game. Tyler Wilson is the big guy in the middle, 6'4", senior center, averaging 7 points per game, wearing number 11. Donovan Schumpert gets the start tonight, a 5'11" sophomore forward, averaging 5 points per game. He's going to be wearing number 13 tonight. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Panthers is Matisse Williams, a 6'2" sophomore guard, averaging 17 points per game, wearing number 15 tonight for Jason Smith's new look Elyria Catholic Panthers. That's your starting lineup brought to you by Smitty's Place in Elyria, where friends go to meet. As starting lineups are getting announced, Max, what are your thoughts early on about this one?
Well, I'm definitely excited about those matchups in the paint. We were talking a little bit about it pregame. Each side, they've got a couple guys well over 6 foot, and I think those second chance opportunities, maybe on a couple of missed shots, because both teams, they'll like to take their jumpers, but whoever's able to out-rebound the other side, get a couple second chance points, get out of there quick in transition, could go a long way, especially for North Ridgeville, who's looking to match that 23-6 start that they had in their last game to open the first quarter.
So those are some early predictions as we get you ready for the game. Right now it's been all in favor of North Ridgeville as they won the freshman game, they won the JV game, and as the varsity was coming out, you heard a lot of sweep chants here at the Coliseum as Ranger Faithful has showed up here tonight. Going to get you set for our opening tip-off brought to you by Lorain County Community College. Your year, your classes, your future. In the middle is going to be Tyler Wilson for Elyria Catholic. And for the Rangers, it's going to be Cole Miller jumping it up. And Wilson's going to get it on the second tip, and it's going to go to Omarion Miller, and they're going to get things going here for EC. Miller being guarded by Luke Rowe at the top of the key. Drives. First shot of the night's no good. Purvey Smallwood crashes the boards, keeps the possession alive, and we have a three-pointer from Donovan Schumpert. It's our first three-pointer of the game.
Well, we talked about it early on, those offensive boards. Purvey Smallwood working hard, and then he rewards his teammate with a nice three.
Luke Rowe has the ball right now for the Rangers. And going to give it to Cole Miller. Back to Rowe. Driving, kicking. Good ball movement from the Rangers. That's Steinmetz with it, loses the handle. And now Owen Powell.
And Steinmetz, easily their best player from last season's team. They'll look to him early.
Kyle Miller dishes out of the post to Steinmetz for three. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Schumpert. Here comes EC. That's Matisse Williams leading the break. Finds Purvey Smallwood. Three-pointer no good, controlled by Cole Miller.
They're moving fast in this transition.
Powell's first shot attempt is no good for EC. got hit in the face. Wanted the foul, didn't get it. Here come the Panthers. Matisse Williams out of control. Traveling violation is the call.
And that's a great job there by the Rangers defense, staying home down low, and he had nowhere to outlet that pass to.
The kids are excited today. It's their home opener for Elyria Catholic. You could see a little bit of excitement there from Matisse as he couldn't keep his footing. Here comes the Rangers. Luke Rowe at the top of the key being guarded by Omarion Miller. Kick out to Steinmetz. Back to Rowe. Now at the top of the keys, Owen Powell. Rowe has the handle now for the Rangers. He's going to set things back up. Nice drive intake by the big man. Owen Powell misses the shot, rolls in and out, no good.
Well, and early on with the Rangers, we're seeing a lot of what Ben Chase talked about, sharing the ball, extra passes. Hasn't resulted in any points yet, though.
There's our first turnover of the night on Donovan Shumpert. Wasn't able to corral it. It's going to go out of bounds in favor of the Rangers. And they're getting good looks, too, especially high percentage shots right next to the basket.
That's right, just a few.
Coach Chase going to make a substitution. He's bringing in Dean Ignam. Or at least, yep. It looked like Kyle Miller has some blood. And I told you he got hit in the face earlier in that first possession. And now he is bleeding as Jamie, the trainer for Elyria Catholic's working on him. Rowe, another wide open layup that doesn't fall for the Ville tonight here. Matisse driving, shooting, no good. Rebound control by Charlie Steinmetz. Up ahead, that's Ignam. And we got the first basket of the night, Dean Ignam.
Making an immediate impact off the bench. He scored 9 in their opener. Gets the first basket for the Rangers tonight.
3-2 in favor of EC. Purvey Smallwood has it, and it's intercepted and stolen by the Rangers. Luke Rowe, top of the key behind his back. Spin move and hits the camera girl out of bounds.
Well, right there, it did look like Powell was open, but maybe just not expecting the pass in the corner there. We've seen them work to the left corner on your screen a little more often to start the game.
So another turnover there. One from each team so far early on. And we got some movement away from the basketball. Dean Ignam's going to get called for the first foul of the night. It's his first, the team's first of the quarter.
Now it's going to be interesting to see how the Panthers choose to attack out of this baseline inbound. Try to get Matisse Williams open, I'd imagine.
Purvey gets the inbound from Miller. Now back to Matisse Williams. Loses his dribble, passes to Omarion Miller, wide open three, no good. And a lot of pushing and shoving down low as Shumpert falls hard to the ground. And I think they're going to get Rowe on that. Yep. It's Luke Rowe, so back-to-back fouls from the Rangers are going to extend this possession for EC.
And that's a case where he's trying to be aggressive, wants to get the move going in transition, because we've had a bit of a rocky start here on the scoreboard, to say the least.
Yeah. Tyler Wilson has the ball to Shumpert. Reverse layup is good. Donovan Shumpert leads 5-2 over North Ridgeville.
That's some great footwork down low, getting himself open.
He has all the points here for the Panthers tonight as Omarion Miller is going to pick up the foul. Nice job there by Cole Miller to take it right to the basket. It's going to be Omarion Miller's first foul, and it's going to be Elyria Catholic's first team foul of this quarter.
Well, and tonight, Cole Miller's going to have the height advantage almost over everybody on that Panthers roster, especially Omarion.
Here's our first free throw attempt of the game, brought to you by Rewalk Law. Give Chris Rewalk, attorney at law, a call. It's a free consultation. First shot for Cole Miller, in and out, no good. One more remaining from the charity stripe. This one is off the mark as well. Omarion Miller controls it for the Panthers. Drives, working against Powell. Reverse layup, misses everything. Here comes Cole Miller, fast break. Ignam, swing pass to Rowe. Baseline is good. Luke Rowe.
That time I loved the set on offense, getting everybody on the perimeter, and that left the paint wide open, even with all the size down low for EC.
Matisse drives and gives it to Miller. Miller finds Tyler Wilson down low, and Tyler, the senior, gets his first basket of the night. Here comes the Rangers. That's Dean Ignam. 7-6 now, and a two-pointer, a long 2-1 two-pointer for Matisse Williams.
And all of a sudden, both teams being very aggressive and successfully so.
And the ball's starting to drop a little bit there. Air mail there as Powell misses everything. Miller controls it for EC. Spin move off the glass. Count it. Omarion Miller now with 2.
I'll tell you what, since he started driving it down low, he did it a couple possessions ago. It missed, but now he's starting to encourage his teammates to do the same.
Cole Miller to Ignam to Rowe. Rowe driving baseline, kicks out to Miller for 3. It's good. Cole Miller, the quarterback for those North Ridgeville Rangers, shows you he can play on the hardwood too.
I may be wrong, but I swear that almost looked like a borderline no-look pass, or maybe he looked away last second to make it look nicer, but great find.
Smallwood, 3-pointers off the mark, no good. Here comes Charlie Steinmetz. Now Dean Ignam. 2:40 to go on the clock. Tyler Wilson got a piece of that one. And here come the Panthers with numbers. Omarion Miller tried to find a Panther. Instead, it's Charlie Steinmetz with the steal.
And now we're starting to see the Panthers step up on the perimeter, trying to limit a couple of these jump shots.
Here's Rowe driving to the basket. He's going to be fouled before the shot. Let's see who they give it to. So it's going to go on Purvey Smallwood, his first. It's the team's second of the quarter. Got some substitutions as Nde Tuma comes in for North Ridgeville. Kyle Miller is into the ball game.
And we got some confusion.
And also Brett Leinerth. Checking in for EC, you got Zeke Lind, number 22, as well as Ben Ossenmacher, number 23, and Trent Merrill, number 20. So both teams max subbing 3 guys each here in this first substitution. There goes Kyle Miller. As he gets his first 2 points of the game, and we're tied at 11.
He's somebody that's not fresh, right? He's been in the game a little while, so good to finally see him put a shot up.
Williams has the ball on the baseline, and he's fouled as Kyle Miller is going to pick up the foul here. It's his first, team's 4th of the quarter.
Now, obviously, the team fouls are creeping up a little faster than you'd like, but right there against Matisse Williams, that's not the worst foul in the world. We've seen him already hit a jumper from that exact spot.
Right.
So can't blame him for getting a little handsy there trying to contest it.
Schumpert comes back in, and Purvey Williams checks out. Ball is stolen by Cole Miller. Reverse layup is in and out, no good. Schumpert's battling for it. He has it. Up ahead to Ben Ossenmacher. And now Ben has it at the top of the key, working against Cole Miller. Gives it to Zeke Lind. Zeke, only a freshman, getting some minutes here tonight. As we told you, a lot of young Panthers going to be cutting their teeth tonight. Matisse Williams going to drive to the basket and get the foul as Nde Tuma is going to get his first foul of the night.
And right there, you mentioned Zeke Lind by name. In their last game, where normally we see a lot of success from a couple different guys behind the arc, he was the only one to hit a 3 in that game against Bellevue, so they'll definitely be looking for key contributions from him.
First free throw attempt from Matisse is no good. Rolls in and out. Second free throw attempt, too strong as well. Rebounds controlled by Leinerth, and he's foul or jump ball. So ball will go to the Rangers with 1:31 left to go here in this first quarter of play. Cole Miller back to Rowe, and it's off his fingertip out of bounds. Another turnover there for North Ridgeville.
And that's the second time now we've seen them essentially throw away a possession with just an errant pass. They definitely want to get that cleaned up, especially in such a tight game like this.
Zeke Lind at the top of the key, working against Luke Rowe. Finds Donovan Shumpert on the baseline, and Shumpert's shot is off the mark, no good. Purvey Smallwood checks back in. Matisse Williams is going to sit out. Dean Ignam checks back in for the Rangers to go along with Kyle Miller, Brett Leinerth, Owen Powell, and Ende Tuma. Dean passes to Ende Tuma for three. It's off the mark, no good. Under a minute to go here. Rangers save the ball. Ende Tuma again. This time cocks it back and lets it fly. It's good.
That just shows the confidence right there of the senior guard, putting it right back up.
Lind going to answer back, the freshman with ice water in his veins. Says, I can shoot some threes too. Here come the Rangers. Dean Ignam for three, wing, off the mark, no good. Purvey Smallwood has it, 17 seconds left. Up ahead, Zeke Lind thought about a three, going to give it to Ben Essenmacher. And Essenmacher is cut off. Now he needs to do something or he's going to get a 5-second call. Errant pass is stolen, as that is Kyle Miller with the easy deuce before the end of the first quarter. Makes it 16-14 on that fast break layup in favor of the Rangers. Don't go anywhere. It's our Stewart's TV and Appliance Game of the Week, live and free right here on YouTube. Welcome back to Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week. We're about to start the second quarter of play. Max, after that slow start from both teams, the ball is starting to go into the basket.
Yeah, it seemed like we were stuck at 3-2 for a while there, but now each of these teams finding their rhythm, especially in transition and moving fast, and that's right in their comfort zone. One thing, though, that has stood out, and it's a trend we talked about in the pregame, Elyria Catholic with double the turnovers right now that Ridgeville has, and that it's kind of preventing them from having the lead right now.
Panthers are going to start the ball first in the second quarter. Purvey Smallwood has it. Now Tyler Wilson has it on the elbow. Looking for a cutting Panther. Instead, he's going to keep it himself. Spin move. Nice take to the basket. It's going to be off the mark, and I thought it went off a Ranger there. And the referee is going to say, no, it's Ranger ball.
It was definitely very close.
We're going to have to check the replay on that one.
That's right. You can go back 10 seconds if you'd like.
As it looked like it was off of Ende Tuma. But he has the ball now. Going to give it up to Steinmetz. Charlie Steinmetz, football player. You heard his name all fall as the Rangers had a great season this year. That's Powell down low with it against two Panthers. And he is going to power it up for the and one. Owen Powell averages 16 points per game, folks. That's his first basket of the night. And the foul, they're going to give it to Tyler Wilson. That's his first of the night. It's the team's first of the quarter. And the free throw was made there. Missed? Yeah, missed it. Here comes the Rangers, and it's a player up in the air. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, it looks like that might be, it's going to be the 11 of Tyler Wilson, and he'd just come back into the ball game too to open the quarter.
So Wilson's okay, rubbing his elbow. As you take a look down to write down a stat, and you're missing everything.
That's right. They flew down there in transition. And right now, to open this quarter, to end the first, we saw a few kickouts and a lot of perimeter shots from North Ridgeville. But so far, to open the second, Owen Powell, he's just going right at the teeth of the defense, attacking the rim.
So they're going to give Wilson another foul. So 2 quick ones there for Tyler Wilson to open up the second quarter of play. That's not a recipe for success if you're the Panthers. Dean Ignam. Dean's got a quick 6 off of the bench right now, folks. Lightning in a bottle as Nde Tuma gets the steal, throws it off of Schumpert, and he's got some passion and fire here on the court. Coach Smith says, we're going to take a timeout and talk about it. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll catch you back here in 60 seconds on YouTube. After the timeout called by head coach Jason Smith, what do you think that Panther timeout sideline was talking about there, Max?
Well, definitely they've got to get their energy up right now because Nde Tuma single-handedly is keeping that Ridgeville bench alive. And also just these passes in the half-court set, they got to be a little more conservative with them and just keep guys moving off the ball to help open that up.
We got all of our stats figured out courtesy of my good friend Alan Januzzi, CPA. It's all about the numbers, and we're going to talk to you about them at the half as North Ridgeville has the ball and the lead. As Owen Powell dribbles it off of his foot out of bounds, it's going to go right back to the Panthers.
Yeah, that's a great job there by the junior Trent Merrill, just staying with him, keeping his feet moving and not picking up the foul and just forcing the turnover.
That's all Ohio football player Trent Merrill down there, Max. Big guy putting in double duty here for the Panthers.
Right.
Just a sophomore. His brother graduated last year. Omarion Miller has the ball, and it's now stolen. That's Dean Ignam. As what's happened here, Max, is the 2 guys off the bench for the Rangers are bringing all the juice.
That's right. They certainly are. Whether it's in transition, we've seen Ignam go to the basket a few times like that, and right there showing up on defense, and that's what is the difference right now, giving them this 4-point advantage is just effort plays like that.
Yeah. 20-16 is your score now, ladies and gentlemen. North Ridgeville has the ball. That's Powell. Spin move. Tried to pass it to Cole Miller, and it's off the mark, out of bounds.
So, and we got to remember, for North Ridgeville, this is still only game 2. I know Ben Chase mentioned they tried to supplement some scrimmages, but...
And they haven't played in about 2 weeks.
Yes, so it may be a little bit evident here with some of the sloppy play.
Purvey Smallwood, step back jumper's no good. Donovan Schumpert active down low, keeps the rebound alive, and Matisse Williams' shot's no good. And there goes Schumpert again. Misses the shot, but gets the foul. Let's see who they give it to. It's going to go on Cole Miller. And it's his team's first of the quarter.
And we've seen a lot of battling going on down on those offensive boards as Elyria Catholic's got 3 as a team right now.
Schumpert active down low on the glass. Donovan, a 5'11 sophomore, misses his first free throw attempt. And I think this one's a little bit closer than we thought because North Ridgeville hasn't played in such a long time. EC coming in at 1-3 has been getting a lot of run as Schumpert misses both free throw attempts. And we have a traveling violation on Kyle Miller for the Rangers.
That's another instance that we've seen a lot of that from both teams tonight, trying to drive into the paint, use that footwork and the pivot foot right there. He just did a little hop at the end there.
Omarion Miller handles the ball for EC. Charlie Steinmetz on the top, guarding him. Nice movement from EC. Smallwood gets the ball now. Being guarded by Cole Miller. Pass to Shumpert. Matisse Williams controls it. Now that's Donovan Shumpert driving, hanging, finishing. Donnie Shumpert has 7 points tonight. Fast layup from the Rangers. That's Kyle Miller answering back. 22-18 now in favor of North Ridgeville. Smallwood's floating fadeaway is no good, and Charlie Steinmetz is out of control. Donnie Shumpert's going to pick up the nice defensive play and draw the charge. So Charlie Steinmetz picks up his first. It's the team's second of the quarter.
Yeah, and we've seen both teams get to the line a little bit, just not converting as much as they'd like. Both have yet to make one.
Let's give a shout out to Shumpert, Max, as he's providing the energy for EC right now.
That's right. He's done a great job of being active on the offensive glass and also testing the defense of the Rangers.
Williams was working against Cole Miller, and Miller got him on the way up. That's Cole's second.
And that was almost picture-perfect defense. He was able to tip the ball, but it looked like hit him with a high five almost simultaneously.
So Matisse is going to go back for his second trip to the line this half. And this one is good, as he is 1 for 3 so far. Zeke Lynn checks back in to the lineup for the Panthers, as Purvey Smallwood's going to have a seat. Matisse's second one is true as well. So makes it just a 2-point game, 22-20 in favor of North Ridgeville. And Matisse knocks it out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Rangers.
So now with Smallwood exiting the game, that leaves Matisse Williams with the most height on the floor. Him and Merrill both standing around 6'2" or so. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Rangers try to attack the paint even more so here.
Cole Miller, 6'5", now with the ball at the top of the key, working against the smaller Zeke Lind. And now that's Kyle Miller rolled in and out, no good.
Convinced that touched every part of the rim there, just not falling.
And we have the ball knocked out by Brett Linerth. It's off of Zeke Lind's leg. It's going to go to North Ridgeville. Here comes Dean Ignam, and Cole Miller's going to take a seat.
Well, now they're kind of responding with a little bit of small ball of their own.
Yeah.
And Ignam, I mean, I'd like to see him get a few more touches here because, like we talked about at the beginning of that first quarter, we were kind of stuck at a point total. Right now, stuck at 22-20.
Here comes Luke Rowe. Nice little Euro step, and he converts. Luke's got 4 so far. Extends the lead out to 4. Matisse has it, picks up his dribble. Now Zeke Lind, back to Matisse Williams. Driving baseline, shut off. And Miller has it at the top. Gonna set the offense back up. Shumpert cuts, ooh. Yeah, an extra step there from Shumpert.
Well, a few times there, we were close to seeing travels or the ball going the other way, and that's just because a lot of great pressure and good rotations right now by North Ridgeville on defense.
24-20 in favor of the Rangers. Kyle Miller is going to draw the foul. Let's see who they give it to. It's on Trent Merrill. It's his first of the ball game. It's the Panthers' third of the quarter. Purvey Smallwood will check in, and Trent Merrill will have a seat.
That's a tough break for Merrill there. A couple possessions ago, we saw great defense. A little physicality right there. Wasn't able to get away with it.
Smallwood gets the steal on the inbound pass and is going to start the fast break attempt. Purvey gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line to convert.
And I love the second that he got back in the ball game here. He went right to the basket knowing that this team needs a little boost right now, and he's yet to put any points on the board, which is not not something he's used to, especially this deep into a game.
Number 22, Brett Leinerth, picks up the foul. It's his first personal. It's the 4th for the Rangers, and Purvey converts on his first free throw attempt. It's also his first point of the game. Second one is off the mark, no good. Rebound by Kyle Miller, and he's going to get things going. He's a one-man band. Kyle Miller misses that layup as he went coast to coast. And the ball's going to stay here with the Rangers after it was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, definitely a close call down there, but Rangers will take that every time.
Leinerth, your inbound man, gets it in to Kyle Miller. Now to Luke Rowe. Miller back to Rowe. Good movement here from the Rangers. That's Kyle Miller. Baseline and one. Thank you very much.
So on a consistent basis, we see North Ridgeville's offense swinging it around the edge like that, and then eventually one of those guys is going to cut to the basket with the ball once they get that one-on-one they're comfortable with. And it, unfortunately, right there, Omarion Miller just got caught with a size disadvantage down low and was forced to try to foul.
That's his second personal. It's the 4th of the quarter. Kyle Miller's going to the line for the and one. See what he does today. First free throw attempt of the night for Kyle. In and out, no good. 26-21 in favor of North Ridgeville with 2:30 to go here in the second quarter of play. Purvey Smallwood, three-pointer. It's actually a 2. Foot was on the line as when he let it go, foot touched that line when he was releasing it. Dean Ignum, no good. Kyle Miller staying active, but saves it right to Matisse Williams. Now Matisse at the top of the key. Dean Ignum applies pressure, and it's off the mark. Ben Essenmacher back to Matisse Williams. Up and under, no good. Donovan Shumper is going to pick up the offensive foul on the rebound.
And that right there, a tough shot going up for Matisse. Definitely know he's trying to do what he can to help his team right here. That might have been a forced shot with a tough contest, but we've seen him make it more difficult. It almost feels like that's going to go in.
Donnie Schumpert picks up his first personal. It's the 5th team foul of this quarter, so it's going to send the Rangers to the line for 2 shots. Heading up that way is Luke Rowe. His first trip to the free throw line. And he misses. Our free throw line sponsored by Rewalk Law. Give Chris Rewalk, attorney at law, a call for a free consultation.
So far in this ballgame, both teams desperately going to be looking to do better at that charity strike in the second half, as they're leaving a lot of points off of the scoreboard right now.
Sean O'Donnell checks in for the Panthers, as the second attempt from Luke Rowe is good. 27-23 now is your score with under 2 minutes to go. Purvey Smallwood controls it, finds Zeke Lynn down low. He's got to make some space, and he does. Zeke Lynn looking a little bit older, but beyond his years. Only a freshman. Rangers have it. Cole Miller to Steinmetz. Excuse me, that's Ben Leinerth. And Leinerth's shot is off the mark, controlled by Ben Essenmacher. And now here comes Zeke Lind. 1:07 to go here in the second quarter of play. 2-point ball game, and Smallwood ties it up. Not so fast, my friend, as Purvey's starting to catch fire here in the second quarter. 3-point attempt from Rowe off the mark, and Matisse Williams is able to corral the rebound. Now he picks up his dribble and has got to do something. 40 seconds to go. Zeke Lind gets it down low. Matisse Williams thought about a 3, steps in closer and touches every part of the basket and rolls in. I think they call that a shooter's touch, Max.
Oh, they need to. And Zeke Lind, great job extending that possession, saving the ball, and then setting up Matisse.
23 seconds left Cole Miller threw it off of Matisse Williams. It's going to start a fast break. Sean O'Donnell thought about taking a shot, gives it to Williams instead, and Matisse. Back-to-back baskets for Matisse. Gives the Panthers their first lead of the game now, 31-27. 2 seconds left. Shot attempt up, no good. And even Dean Ignam's attempt is no good, which I don't know how he got that off. It's going to give the Panthers their first lead of the game. 31-27 at the half. Don't go anywhere as we have our Health Markets Insurance halftime show presented by local insurance agent Jeff Allison in Amherst. If you're uninsured, what are you waiting for? Open enrollment season just finished, but they might still have some deals left for you. You can check them out at jeffallasoninsurance.com. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll dive into this one and take a look at the stats, courtesy of our friend Alan Januzzi, CPA. It's all about the numbers. We'll tell you about this one. Panthers lead 31-27 at the half. Welcome into our Health Markets Insurance Halftime Show, brought to you locally by my friend Jeff Allison in Amherst. If you're looking for insurance, folks, Jeff Allison can take care of you. You can visit him online at jeffallasoninsurance.com. Right now it's 31-27 as Elyria Catholic has made a nice push here in the second quarter to take their first lead of the game. Let's go through the stats, courtesy of our friend Al Januzzi, CPA. It's all about the numbers. Looking at North Ridgeville, scoring-wise, Luke Rowe has 5. Dean Ignam has 6 off the bench. Nde Tuma has 3. Cole Miller with 3. Owen Powell with 2. Kyle Miller leads the Rangers with 8. They've shot 6 free throws so far in this first half, as they were 1 for 6 from the charity stripe, and they knocked down 2 3-pointers early on. They had quarters of 16 in the first, but only 11 there in that second quarter. On the other side for Elyria Catholic, Omarion Miller has 2. Purvey Smallwood has 5. Tyler Wilson with 2. Donovan Schumpert with 7. Matisse Williams leads everybody with 10. And Zeke Lind has 5 off of the bench. From the charity stripe, Elyria Catholic went 3 for 8. And they also knocked down 2 triples here early on. They had quarters of 14 in the first and 17 in the second to give them the 31-27 advantage. Max, you got more in-depth numbers. Let's hear from those.
Yeah, so we start with the paint because that's what's led to a lot of these scores here is a lot of second chance opportunities, especially on the Elyria Catholic side. So far they got 4 offensive rebounds, and a few of those have turned into some shots outside, and 17 boards overall to North Ridgeville's 10. So they're definitely winning that down low, even late in the half when we saw them choose to go small ball, and they've also been able to get to the line a little bit more often. So we'll see if North Ridgeville gets into some foul trouble there in the second half. We'll see how they have to handle that with their rotations, but as we've seen, they're comfortable playing a lot of different guys.
And as far as the rebounds go, how is that turning out, Max?
Well, I got to give a shout out to Matisse Williams. So obviously he's their big-time scorer. He averages 17 a game. And as you said, he's got 10 already. He's also got 5 boards. So he's doing some dirty work down there. And we've also seen the likes of Cole Miller and Brent Leinerth over on the North Ridgeville side getting active there. And it's led to a couple of quick transitions in the fast break.
Your rebound reports brought to you by Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Lorain County. Be a big, get big with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Our Hustle Award is brought to you by Elevation Training Center. Hashtag It's Just Work. Sherrod Brown and staff do a great job training young student athletes and getting them ready for their high school basketball season. Also take care of the little kids as well, as he has training for kids of all ages and skill levels. Check them out. That's elevationtrainingcenter.com.
Like I say, we've got a few candidates that are hustling a lot.
Yeah.
Nde Tuma for North Ridgeville. Also Zeke Lind on the Panthers side. We're seeing a lot of guys getting active out there.
That's right. We're about 1 minute away from getting things tipped off here in this third quarter of play, as we'll see exactly who comes out and has a good third quarter. The Rangers that's usually been their model, coming out in the third quarter after hearing from Coach Chase in the locker room. You can imagine they're going to be fired up.
You got that right. I remember last year on our one of our stream games here on YouTube, we had the pleasure of going up there and watching them against Avon Lake. And after the game, his players talked about how much of a motivator he is and how much he got out of them. And for Elyria Catholic, can they break that trend? Can they get going here, keep that momentum from the first half heading into the third quarter here? We're about to find out.
So thank you guys for tuning in on Lorain County Sports Network. Make sure you subscribe. You can like us, follow us. It's free, and we're bringing you free high school basketball all season long here on YouTube. Panthers going to open things up. It's Purvey Smallwood. Now to Tyler Wilson, to Omarion Miller. Miller's shot off the glass is good for the first 2 points of the second half. Omarion's got 4 points so far. He gets the steal there and is going to push it up ahead. Donnie Schumpert with the touch pass to Tyler Wilson. And it's good to see Tyler get a basket as he just had 2 in that first half with 2 quick fouls limiting his play.
Great active hands that time by Matisse. And right away, we see them come out very aggressive, going right to the basket, and they extend what was a 4-point lead now into 8 very quickly here in the opening 36 seconds of the third.
Young Panthers coming out with the energy early on. Luke Rowe now has the ball, spinning in the paint, kicks it out. Kyle Miller from downtown, and you can count it.
And that's Miller's first 3-point attempt of the ball game.
That's right.
So he can start to heat up. I'm sure they'll go back to him. They'll be happy to do that.
Rangers needed that one as it cuts into this lead now, just 5 for EC. Purvey Smallwood's shot is no good. Rebound by Luke Rowe, and here come the Rangers. Up ahead, Cole Miller, give and go to Powell. And now the Rangers are starting to put some offensive rhythm together.
That's a thing of beauty. Powell trying to catch back up to his 16 he scored in the first game. Now gets his second basket.
Matisse Williams controls it for EC. Got to do something driving, and his shot is blocked. Gets his own rebound back, and the up and under is left short. Here comes Powell up ahead to Steinmetz, who is fouled and going to go to the line for 2. Let's see who they give this to. It's going to go on Donnie Schumpert. That's Donnie's second. It's going to send Steinmetz to the line for his first 2 free throws of the game.
He's also looking for his first points of the night.
Got that right. And that one's good. Charlie comes in averaging 15 points per game. Mind you, they've only played 1.
It was very interesting. He only put up 3 shots in that first half, so I'd imagine he'll be more aggressive.
Steinmetz's second one is off the mark, no good. Donnie Schumpert corrals it, and he's fouled. And foul's going to go on Cole Miller. That's Miller's third.
And from the rebound report, it's my bad. I left out Schumpert. He had 3 rebounds of his own in that first half, so he's definitely making sure that these possessions are being ended at the time of a missed shot for the Rangers.
Donnie Schumpert and Zeke Lind have been the energy for the Panthers so far here early on. Here's Omarion Miller, pockets pick. Charlie Steinmetz got a wide open fast break. Reverse layup is no good. Here comes EC. Miller up ahead, Tyler Wilson. And the Rangers are going to steal it. Powell to Miller. Kyle Miller's shot is missed. Purvey Smallwood has it, left hand, it's good. Purvey's got 7.
And you can see the wingspan coming into play right there as he was so far away, outside of the paint even when he put that shot up.
Luke Rowe, no look pass. It's gonna see what the refs say. As they convene, but the ref said, I didn't see it, so it's gonna go to EC.
That leads to the second turnover now for
What'd
each
you
team.
What'd you see there? You were right in front of it.
Yeah, so I thought it went
It
out.
was a no look. It was a no look pass, but I don't think the Ranger guy was looking for it.
No, and I didn't see an EC defender getting in the way.
So Luke Rowe turns it over there, and now Matisse Williams controls it for the Panthers. Donnie Schumpert driving baseline. He's going to be shut off, and he's got to do something. Wilson gets it, floater from about 2-3 feet away is real good.
And I don't know how he found Luke Wilson. Obviously a big guy, but he had Cole Miller right in his face, somehow able to get that out.
Powell kicks out to Cole Miller for 3. It's no good. Kyle Miller keeps it alive and drives baseline. Tried to hit Steinmetz. It's stolen by Purvey. Left hand is off the mark, no good. Luke Rowe starts the fast break for the Rangers. Kyle Miller cutting Powell. It's good. Owen Powell.
That's some outstanding rotations right there, and a good job finding the open lane by Powell.
39-35 EC with 4:32 to go and counting. Matisse Williams curls for the 3, bangs it home. It's Matisse's first 3 of the game.
Yeah, we saw him go 2 for 5 in that first half. Surprised we didn't see a little bit more, but they were hitting a lot of shots down low. Don't let Matisse get going now.
Right. Owen Powell misses it. controlled by the big man, Tyler Wilson. Now Donnie Shumpert that's Purvey. Purvey Smallwood controls it, working against Cole Miller. Between the legs, off his dominant side, and Cole Miller says, not up in here. Gives the Mutombo finger wag and says, no, no, no. All right, Peter, Dikembe Mutombo too, man. Jeez, what a great player.
And still using his signage and his quotes.
Yeah. 42-35, folks, in favor of the Panthers. We're in this third quarter. It's a special Tuesday night edition of some hoops here in Lorain County. Dave Rivera, Max Drummond, glad you're along for the ride. Cole Miller was trying to find Luke Rowe, but Rowe had other plans.
Well, and he certainly had the right idea, as Rowe looked to be cutting to that other wing, and Cole Miller maybe thought he was going to sit down in the paint there. And now that's already 4 turnovers here in the third quarter. And, you know, that's something North Ridgeville wasn't perfect at, but they had less than EC did in the first half. Now they've got more than the Panthers do.
Dean Ignam checks in for the Rangers. He's at the top of the key guarding Purvey Smallwood. Purvey kicks it out. Zeke Lind for 3. It's strong off the mark. Back to Lind it goes. And now to Shumpert. Passes out to Matisse Williams for 3. It's no good. And the ball is batted away. It's going to stay here with EC.
Elyria Catholic, they're doing a great job, and it doesn't matter what rotation or lineup they have in there. They're keeping these possessions alive, and they're really stressing out that North Ridgeville defense at the moment.
Panther ball, Zeke Lind controls it. After the handoff from Smallwood, now to Donnie Shumpert. Williams driving in the lane, spin move. No good. Kyle Miller gets the rebound. Miller's going to take it coast to coast for the easy deuce. Kyle's got a 15.
Already
Excuse me, 13.
Already his second basket here in the second half, and they're going to need a lot more of that.
So Kyle Miller matching his number today with 13 so far in this effort. Rangers are trailing, but he's keeping them in the ball game, down 5. Tyler Wilson converts down low, and he's had a 6-point third quarter here early on.
An outstanding job by Matisse reading that the switch happened there on that screen, and Purvey definitely had the advantage.
Cole Miller from downtown, ring it up, it's good. The quarterback dropped it in the bucket there.
That'll be Miller's second 3 of the night, as it's timely 3-pointers like that are keeping them alive right now.
Yeah, just a 4-point game now. And stolen. Nde Tuma tried to find Dean, and it's stolen. Here comes Matisse Williams now. Spin move to Donnie Shumpert. In the lane, floater's too strong. Rebound controlled by Duke Baker, who checks into the ball game. Kyle Miller, and they're going to get Nde Tuma for the moving screen as he sealed off the EC defender and cleared the path for Mr. Kyle Miller.
It would have resulted in a run continuing here. But
it's a call that should be called a lot more than it does, Max. It happens all the time in high school basketball, especially girls basketball.
Yes, and then when they do call it, stands out a little bit more. So definitely a tough break there, but still down just 4. We're just under 2 minutes remaining in this third, so definitely exciting finish coming up here as we close out the third.
Purvey Smallwood has the ball, finds a cutting Tyler Wilson, and it's going to be no basket as it'll be before the shot.
Smallwood, he really threaded the needle on that pass. We'd love to see him be able to do that a little more often with the ball in his hands.
Kyle Miller's second personal. It's the 3rd team personal for the Rangers, and we're under 1:30 to go. Smallwood's shot is rejected by Dean Ignam. Up ahead, Nde Tuma, down low, Baker. Reverse layup is good. Give Duke his first 2 points of the night.
He was really cool under pressure right there. No problem going up and under.
Zeke Lind is tied up. It's going to go to the Rangers. Omarion Miller checks into the ball game. Zeke Lind's going to have a seat.
If my memory serves me right, that's at least the 3rd jump ball situation we've seen And North Ridgeville has been the one initiating that a lot by getting the active hands going.
44-42 is your score. EC has the lead. Ridgeville has the ball. Baker to Ende Tuma from downtown. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Baker. Back to Tuma. He's got the green light. It's no good. Here comes Purvey Smallwood. And Steinmetz is going to steal the ball. Referees are looking to see who saw it. Ben Chase is saying it's going to the Ridgeville Rangers. Jason Smith says, it's going to EC.
Oh, that's such a tough call because each of them, they were on that side.
Ranger ball.
But opposite ends of the court.
Sean O'Donnell checks into the ball game for the Panthers. One of 2 seniors on this EC roster as they are in a complete rebuild here in Jason Smith's first season.
And it speaks to the competitive nature of this young group right here. Is just a 2-point ball game.
They're going to be fun to watch in a couple years, Max. They're going to take some lumps this year. You're missing Xavier Castillo, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering where he is. He did not come out for basketball this season, focusing on football this year. And that's a big part of the basketball team that they're missing. Ben Essenmacher thought he threw it off of the Rangers, but he was out of bounds when he did, so it's going to stay here with North Ridgeville.
And he was caught in midair trying to hit it off of the EC guy. Almost hit himself with the ball as it went out of bounds.
Kyle Miller to Dean Ignam. Ende Tuma not afraid to shoot it. Ooh, they got lucky there because it was off of Amarion Miller's head.
I thought I saw it might have hit somebody in the dome.
It's going to be a timeout called by head coach Jason Smith of the Panthers. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back here on YouTube. Welcome back to the third quarter of action here from the Coliseum. Bob Ginta Court looking amazing here tonight on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in on this special Tuesday night. Only 18 seconds left here in this third quarter of play. Panthers holding on to the lead, Max.
Yeah, we got to assume they'll hold for the last shot here and likely go into the fourth with a lead. So whatever they talked about halftime might have changed up. It's definitely working.
I tell you what, this is a surprise of a game for us because when we looked at this matchup, we thought, hey, North Ridgeville is probably going to roll. But not so fast, my friend, as EC has come to play. Steinmetz bulls over Omarion Miller, and Miller is going to pick up the charge. Steinmetz is going to pick up the foul.
Oh, and it looked like both of them were going to pay the price there. And
it looks like knee to knee. Yeah. As Steinmetz got the worst of that. Jamie, the trainer for Elyria Catholic, going to come on over and make sure he's all right. I think he is. It's just a bruise right to his thigh.
And that's when you're obviously going to feel in the moment and maybe end up with a bruise on there. Hopefully he's able to get back in this ball game.
Round of applause for Charlie Steinmetz. Had a fabulous career for the North Ridgeville Rangers on the football field, doing the same thing here on the hardwood as he takes a seat. He's looking for the massage gun, Max. That's all he needs, man.
Man, I've never seen it used right on a kneecap or a bone like that, but hey, if it works, if it helps you out, then by all means.
Donnie Shumpert, your inbounder, gets it to Smallwood. Hard pick set there by Tyler Wilson, and Smallwood's shot to end the third is no good. It's going to be in favor of EC, 44-42 as we get ready for maybe our final 8 minutes to play. I don't know. Maybe we go to overtime. Stick around to find out. It's 44-42 in favor of EC. Matt St. Marie making announcements here as we head into the fourth quarter of play. EC on Friday has a boy-girl doubleheader in Chardon against Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, weather permitting, as we are expecting snow in the snow belt up there. Might as well be going to Erie, PA.
Then you're going to have to fit a lot of basketball in one evening, too.
Taking a look at that third quarter of action, North Ridgeville scored 15, Elyria Catholic scored 13. And it's just a 2-point deficit as Miller extends it now with that basket here in the fourth quarter. It's definitely not 66-42 like the scoreboard is showing, as Miller converts. That's Kyle Miller.
Fortunately, you got the scoreboard out there at the bottom of your screen. We've got
the correct one.
Very close ball game, too.
Matisse Williams' shot is no good. It's 46-44. Ref's going to stop the game so they can get that figured out. Because you got people in the crowd, scoreboard, scoreboard. Like they don't know that it's wrong. Come on, folks, have some sense.
And for some that may not have been as locked in or glued into the game, like, oh, hey, look at that. We've got a nice victory.
Yeah, we just scored 20 points with one basket. It was clearly an error. Everybody knew that. But, of course, you always have that person that wants to stand up and make sure everybody knows that the score's wrong.
Well, and speaking of that scoring in the scoreboard itself, a lot of two-pointers, a lot of good, open, efficient shots by Elyria Catholic in that third.
Well, we get a technical foul called on Matisse Williams. I don't know what it was. Dean Ignam's first free throw attempt is no good. He's going to have another one. So Matisse might have said something. Dean misses both. But as they say in the basketball world, the ball doesn't lie. So whatever happened, Matisse is cleared. No harm, no foul.
And now that makes it 2 of 10 on the night for North Ridgeville from the free throw line.
Baker double clutched, and Matisse Williams got a piece of it. Starts the fast break up ahead. Tyler Wilson, spin move. Floater's good. Tyler putting his imprint here in this second half. He's got 10.
Once again, we see them going back to the well down low.
Owen Powell working against Matisse. It's no good. You got a loose ball foul on Kyle Miller as he took out Tyler Wilson. It's going to be Kyle Miller's third personal. It's the first personal for the Rangers this quarter.
And obviously you want to save a few of those fouls for the end of the quarter if you need them. But right now, I mean, you can kind of feel comfortable playing a little tighter defense, forcing them to that line until they can prove they'll make them consistently.
So 4-point game, 48-44 now in favor of EC. Purvey Smallwood starts the offense. It's knocked out of bounds by Duke Baker for the Ridgeville Rangers.
Big time active hands there. And Baker, guy we didn't see much in the first half, now he's getting some key minutes, particularly with Miller and Steinmetz on the bench.
Ben Essenmacher has the ball for EC. Was looking back door, nothing's there. Gives to Omarion Miller. Could have got caught for a carry there. That's what Ben Chase is screaming for. And now Miller gives it up. Spacing needs to get a little bit better for the Panthers as they're all over each other. Essenmacher to Smallwood for three. It's no good. Duke Ignam. Here comes Kyle Miller. And that's Dean Ignam right there. Takes it to the rack and one. My man, Dean Ignam. I want to call him Speck so bad.
And it would be out of respect.
That's right.
This guy, I mean,
he's energy, man.
He's really given them a great boost and clutch baskets when this team has kind of hit a stall offensively. See if he can convert this time for the and one.
Dean's got 8 off the bench, looking to add one more. He's 0 for 2 from the stripe. And he gets that one. So a 1-point game now. Purvey Smallwood controls it for EC. 6 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Dean Ignam guarded him at the top of the key. Smallwood goes left. Owen Powell corrals it. Kyle Miller, thank you very much. Easy deuce for Kyle.
And that finally felt like an easy transition bucket. Normally we see a couple Panthers get back right there. Great job getting out in front of that and Powell finding him.
So Rangers take the lead back now, 49-48. Panthers got to get something going as they've been playing ISO ball here in this early fourth quarter of play. Turnover off of Donnie Shumper is going to lead to a Jason Smith timeout. It's a full timeout because they got to get the offense back on track. Don't go anywhere. It's YouTube. It's free. It's Tuesday night right here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Timeout called by Jason Williams. Max, you made a very interesting point. North Ridgeville hasn't called any timeouts, but I think that's because they want to get some type of tempo going here.
Yeah, they've really been hanging on to them. 5 remaining here with just 5 minutes to go in the fourth. But a great job by Jason Smith there calling that timeout after the turnover on offense, making sure everybody's on the same page. Catch a little breath, maybe get some water and be re-energized now for a big part of this fourth.
Who's going to be our Hoop Tech player of the game? Find out. 5 more minutes to go as this one is a good one. Shot is up and no good by Kyle Miller. Here comes the EC Panthers. Matisse to Donnie Shumpert. Tyler Wilson. Spin move, baseline. Essenmacher out of Smallwood. He thought he had Wilson down low but didn't get there fast enough. Now Smallwood, nice move. In and out, no good. Couldn't capitalize on the crossover. Kyle Miller, deep ball. That's Owen Powell, it's no good. And the rebound's gonna go to Kyle Miller again, who has a game high 19 points now, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Wilson misses everything on the hook shot. And right now, it's going in North Ridgeville's way. Luke Rowe left the layup short, and here come the Panthers.
And a lot of quick possessions here. Each team trying to capture not only the lead, but then just trying to run away with it here. We'll see if they get into a formal offensive set now.
Purvey, Ben Essenmacher for 3. They needed it. It was right on time. That's Ben's first basket of the game. And now we're all tied at 51 again.
Very timely as they were trying to almost commit 3 guys to Smallwood as well as Williams, and he took advantage of the opening.
Ben's a sophomore coming in off of the bench, but he's big. 6'2". Rangers now with the ball. Luke Rowe to Baker to Dean. Corner, Rowe, 3, good. Luke Rowe, his first triple of the night, gives him 8 points in the game. It's 54-51 with 3:25 to go.
Well, that was their first made 3 since the third quarter, I believe. So definitely want to be able to establish that once again here and make Elyria Catholic cover it.
Purvey drives and kicks out. Matisse behind the back gets to the lane. Could have used that and one, but it doesn't fall. Foul's going to go on Kyle Miller. It's his 4th. So he's got to be careful there, because there's still a lot of time left, Max. You don't want your leading scorer fouling out.
Definitely not. With 3 minutes left in a 3-point game, which could mean extra time, you're going to need him out there as long as you can. And right now we're seeing a lot of success here out of that timeout from these ISO possessions as the EC ball handlers are getting themselves open, creating their own shots.
Matisse connects on the free throw. He's got 1 more to go. And it's no good. Matisse is 3 for 6 from the charity stripe today. It's a 2-point ball game, 54-52 in favor of the Rangers. Luke Rowe has it at the top of the key against Donnie Shumpert. Shumpert picked his pocket as Luke Rowe got a little too cute with the handles. Matisse Williams left it short, and here's Rowe up ahead. Miller to Powell. Powell gets it thrown out of bounds by Donnie Shumpert. It'll stay here with the Rangers.
That makes it 3 blocks for each team now, as nothing's coming easy in that paint.
Luke Rowe is left wide open, and he missed everything. Here comes Matisse Williams up ahead. He missed the throwdown. Not what you wanted. He gets his own rebound. Tyler Wilson converts.
Well, that's a big sigh of relief, right? You're able to set your teammate up after that error, and it ties the ball game up at 54 apiece.
Give Matisse Williams credit for following his shot on the missed dunk attempt. But you got to make sure you get the layup there or the secure 2 in this type of a game. Powell driving against Smallwood, and he shows his size. Owen Powell, 6'3", good 2 bills. And he just worked his way down there.
It took a lot of hard work, able to earn that between 2 Panthers.
56-54. Essenmacher converts from the nice pass from Purvey.
Now the big men are starting to find Essenmacher in some open spots here, taking advantage of those double teams.
Luke Rowe kicks out for 3. Owen Powell, no good. Miller gets the rebound. Dean Ignam to Luke Rowe for the corner. It's good. Luke Rowe. Second 3-pointer of this quarter makes it 59-56 with just 1:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. Panthers get the ball back and are trailing by 3. After the timeout, it'll be EC basketball, trailing by 3 after that big-time 3 by Luke Rowe, the 6'2" sophomore, with back-to-back threes here in this fourth quarter, Max.
Yeah, you mentioned getting those big game-changing shots to go down, and now it'll be up to EC to try to respond. They've been able to do so up to now. We'll see if it's somebody we expect like Matisse or maybe another shocker, somebody like Essenmacher.
Matisse is going to take the deep 3 right away, and it's going to be no good, controlled by Owen Powell. Now the Rangers can just play stall ball. EC's got to guard and defend to get this ball back. No shot clock here in the state of Ohio. Rangers can end it right here. And Matisse Williams is going to step up and pick up the foul here. It's Matisse's first. It's only the third of the quarter for EC. They got 2 more to give. Coach Jason Smith's going to call a timeout for situational basketball. We'll stay right here. It's 30 seconds. Max, what do you think he's talking about with his Panthers?
Well, they're definitely going to have to get in front of these passing lanes. Now, that could leave you open, maybe something in the paint, but you got to do something to try to disrupt this perimeter passing that we're seeing, especially right there out of the last timeout. And also, we've seen them be pretty successful in transition. They've been able to get out in front of the Rangers a few times. So, yes, you want to commit to that defense, but also they've been doing pretty good at have somebody floating towards midcourt You can try to get ahead, and then the real question is, do you want 2 or 3 if you're able to get the ball back?
Right. So 50 seconds left here at the Coliseum, and EC is trailing 59-56. And the Rangers have the ball, looking to kill it. Inbounders Duke Baker. Oh, wow. Someone left Dean Ignam under the basket, and that's probably going to be the icing on the cake. 61-56 with 42 seconds left to go and counting. Smallwood finds Matisse down low, and he converts. Matisse has got 16 on the night. 61-58 with 27 seconds left to go. Foul on Essenmacher.
And we saw right there in the full court setting, they were almost able to trap and double team Duke Baker. An interesting boy. He's played well in the second half, but he's in the game for Steinmetz right now. See if that has an impact.
Owen Powell has it, and he's going to be fouled. See who they give it to. Going to go back to Matisse. That's his third foul of the night. So it's going to send Owen Powell to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Powell's only attempted 1 tonight. He's not able to convert.
And no good, as you mentioned. Strong on that first one since he hasn't been at the line today. Steinmetz comes back in. Duke Baker has a seat. So Panthers still have life if Owen Powell misses this one as well. He doesn't. He converts. So it's a 4-point game. 2 possessions is what it's going to take. 62-58, 19 seconds left. EC's got to do something fast. Purvey Smallwood picks up his dribble and throws it away. As it's going to be a backcourt violation. It'll go to the Rangers. And that's all she's going to write, as it's 62-58 with 12 seconds left. Coach Ben Chase barking instructions.
It may feel like you can chalk this one up, but obviously they got to play it right here down the stretch.
Foul again on Matisse Williams.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if they were just looking for the first open man or purposely getting it to Kyle Miller, but he's definitely a strong contender.
Yeah, we're going to name him. Go ahead, Max. He's our Hoop Tech player of the game. He right now has 19 points, but he's looking to add more to it.
He's also contributed 5 boards to the team as well.
He was definitely the bright spot on this team today, and Kyle brought the energy in the second half as he's erupted for 12 points in this second half. He had 8 in the first. He's going to be our Hoop Tech player of the game. He's going to get him a nice shirt to go along with a free month membership to Hoop Tech, courtesy of our friend Dan McNamara. 8 seconds, 7. Matisse has it. Shot is up, no good, and that's going to do it in favor of the North Ridgeville Rangers, 64-58. We're going to see if we can track down player of the game Kyle Miller, as well as head coach Ben Chase. Don't go anywhere. We'll jump into our Peace, Love, and Little Donuts post-game show. Feed your inner hippie with some delicious donuts. We'll be right back here on YouTube. Welcome into our Peace, Love, and Little Donuts post-game show. Feed your inner hippie with delicious donuts in Avon. Thanks to our friend Don Collier for being a season sponsor all year long, as we are going over tonight's results from the Coliseum. North Ridgeville wins 64-58. They improved to 2-0 this season. Max, it was our first time seeing both of these teams. What were your thoughts?
Well, they put on a great show this evening and played with a lot of pace, a lot of hustle. And North Ridgeville maybe being a little bit fresher, only having the one game under their belt. Maybe it went a little further to giving them more gas in that fourth quarter. But Elyria Catholic, I think they took a big step forward in multiple areas tonight, especially in spots they needed to work on. So that's definitely a positive sight to see if your first-year coach Jason Smith, and a lot to build on moving forward here. Is like we referenced earlier, it doesn't slow down. They got another game Friday night, and they got to get right back to it.
Let's talk about the numbers, courtesy of our friend Alan Januzzi, CPA. It's all about the numbers. We got them for you, as the scoring looks like this. Omarion Miller with 6 points, Purvey Smallwood with 7, Tyler Wilson with 12, Donnie Schumpert with 7. Matisse Williams leads everybody tonight with 16 for the Panthers. Zeke Lind had 5, and Ben Ossenmacher had 5 for the EC Panthers. They only shot 2 free throws there in that second half of play. They went 4 for 10 from the charity stripe. They had quarters of 14 in the first, 17 in the second, with 13 in the third to go along with 14 in that fourth quarter of play. On the other side for the North Ridgeville Rangers, Duke Baker had 2 points, Luke Rowe with 11, Dean Ignam with 11, Ende Tuma with 3, Cole Miller with 6, Owen Powell with 9, and our Hoop Tech player of the game is going to be Kyle Miller with a game-high 21 points. Rangers got to the line a lot more in that second half, Max. 5 for 9 from the charity stripe. Overall, they went 6 for 15 from the free throw line. They had quarters of 16, 11, 15, and 12 to give them 64 and the win.
Well, you talk about those free throw numbers. Of course, they're going to want more, but tonight it ended up being the difference, as they were able to make a couple near the end of 3 in a row, to be exact, to close out the game at the line. And offensively, it just felt like they were going for a lot more efficient shots there in that second half. And then you're able to supplement that with a few Luke Rowe three-pointers, which were very timely. And it was just an all-around great night for them, especially when they had a couple guys off the bench that maybe we didn't expect coming in, but they relied on them, trusted them, and they came through for them.
Absolutely. So we're waiting for Coach Ben Chase and our Hoop Tech player of the game to come up. They're making their rounds right now. Our next game is going to be next Wednesday night. It's another girls game, as Black River will be taking on Wellington. We'll be live from Wellington. Myself, Maria Janasco, will bring you all the action as we are in Game 3 of our Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week already, as football just ended last week with Avon winning a state championship, and now we're in full swing of the basketball season, as our Hoop Tech player of the game is making his way up the stands right now. Come on over here, Kyle. Kyle, congratulations. You're our Hoop Tech player of the game, and you got a shiner to go along with it, man. Look at the camera. Talk about how this game went, man. You were really the spark plug in that second half. What'd you do differently coming out of halftime?
Well, I don't think I really changed much myself. I just kept attacking the whole time. But personally, as a team, we made big play after big play. We haven't played in a couple weeks, and we had to knock it off the rest a little bit. But we came out, we executed a lot better, we communicated a lot better. We had a ton of people, people that don't usually haven't got minutes in the first game, and they made big plays tonight. So it was a really good team effort, and it was a really big team win for us. So
you had a lot of guys in double digits. Luke Rowe with 11. Dean Ignam with 11, and then Owen Powell almost got there as well. Talk about how easy that is for you to have a nice supporting cast like those guys.
Yeah, that's what happened in the first game too. We had, I think, 5 in double figures. It's just we have a really good squad. We move the ball really well. We're super unselfish, and it's really easy for me to make plays off that. So you can go. It's really easy for us to make plays off that because, I can trust those guys, and we move the ball, and I know if I pass the ball, I'm going to get the ball back right away or eventually.
Well, and you guys you mentioned a lot of team success there. There were a few points where it felt like they were going to get the momentum, and Coach Ben Chase, he didn't really use timeouts like we might expect. What is able to get you guys to kind of calm yourselves in the heat of the moment like that?
I mean, we have 6 seniors, and we have a lot of experience on our team this year. You know, it's kind of just all on us to figure it out. And you know, he doesn't need to use timeouts for us. He doesn't need for us to use timeouts for us to figure it out ourselves. You know, he wants. We can do it on the court. You know, we're a resilient bunch. You know, every time somebody goes on a run, we're looking to answer back.
Kyle Miller is our Hoop Tech player of the game. He had 21 points tonight. You're going to get a shirt courtesy of Hoop Tech, and also our friend Caleb Fleming. He's going to give you a 1-month free membership to Hoop Tech.
Thanks, Caleb.
Are you a member already?
I am a member
All right,
already,
awesome.
yep.
So then you can just talk to Dan.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll work it out. So you're going to get a free membership for 1 month to Hoop Tech, courtesy of everybody there. Caleb Fleming is here. He's here to give it to you. So
Thank you guys so much.
He just wanted to say congratulations. Here's your shirt. We'll take a picture of you.
Okay.
Congratulations on the victory.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. That's Kyle Miller giving us some time here tonight as we are in our Peace, Love, and Little Donuts post-game show. And a great game, Max says. This one went in favor of the Rangers. We thought it would go that way, but a little bit more exciting than we thought.
Yeah, very competitive. And it was 2 teams that came into the season with a couple of the similar questions. And it almost feels like they're moving in different directions. The Rangers of North Ridgeville are going to try to build on this moving forward as it doesn't slow down for anybody this season. And they're going to, next up, going to have to face Olmsted Falls, a very tough team that Elyria Catholic's actually seen in their opener. So it'll be interesting to kind of see a common opponent come into play there.
Yeah, so Friday, Elyria Catholic's going to take on Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. It's a boy-girl doubleheader. They'll play at 7. Girls will be at 5:30. On the other hand, for those North Ridgeville Rangers, as Max just said, Friday they're going to be hosting Olmsted Falls. For us, we'll be back in action next Wednesday as Black River takes on Wellington. It's some girls coverage here on Lorain County Sports Network. Ed Vereen, awesome job producing tonight. Sam Sovacool on our camera. Dave Rivera, Max Drummond. I want to thank everybody here, Jim Piazza, Dan Brown, and everybody at Elyria Catholic. Thanks so much. Good night from EC.